So what I wanted to do was just give you a little bit of an overview of the tool of the CSI, what it does and how it's used. We've designed like a facilitator guide with a PowerPoint deck and a workbook so that you can automatically start using it, like get the information that you need about the tool, but then also to start using it with a workshop already designed for you. When you click on the CSI2 in your portal, you also get access to the manual. So there is like a full manual with all of the in-depth information around the assessment, but they've also got this product training. So they've got a number of online modules that take you through the details around the CSI2 that you can watch, little short 15-minute modules that take you through all of the concepts, the report, the scoring, the science behind it. With the materials, you can add your branding. So the change style indicator is designed to capture someone's preference in approaching change and how they deal with situations involving change. It's not about how good they are with change. Like it's not about how well they can cope with change. It's their preference of how they're going to behave during times of change. And what's really helpful is when you have a cohort of people, whether it's a leadership group or a change management project group, where you can help them to understand their change styles as a collective and how each of them are different in terms of their preferences and then what that means for their change program. And like really helpful with a leadership team because then they can see, well, which one of us is going to be more sort of gung-ho about the change and which one of us is going to be a little bit more conservative. And then how do we work together knowing that about each other? Because there's benefits to every style and of course there's a downside to every style. So the CSI2 does offer an explanation of your preferred style. And it describes those preferences more sort of personality rather than to do with the situation you're in. It really helps people to get a really deep appreciation for the diversity of change styles because it is on a continuum. Even though there's three main preferences, it's on a continuum so you can see sort of how much of a preference you are, how strongly you hold on to that preference. And it measures that change preference. So it does not give you a what's better. You know, there's a right, there's a wrong. It doesn't measure your effectiveness, as I said before, or your proficiency with being able to cope with change and your competence around that. It just shows you your preference. And it's, yeah, really helpful for teams. And it's a really nice team building activity almost, the change style indicator, because it's once again that understanding difference, understanding each other, which is, yeah, always really helpful for team dynamics. So this is the continuum of the change style indicator. So on the left, we have the conserver. So this is somebody who likes gradual incremental change, and I'll discuss that in more detail. You know, like to really sort of understand it all. They're not going to be going, yep, let's throw the baby out with the bathwater. They're going to be really like, what's the small little shifts and changes, if any? Then we've got the originators on the other extreme. So they're the big ideas. Let's go. Let's get on with it. We can move forward and whole scale change. And then the majority of people sit within that pragmatist. So there's a bit of a bell curve that falls across this continuum, and the majority of people sit in that sort of pragmatist. So not going to be going gung-ho about change, but not holding back, really thinking through how do we do this? How do we apply it? How do we make this change work? You know, if we're going through a restructure, you know, what's the most logical way forward?